Hi, I am on my way right now to yet another apartment that I applied to. And I'm sorry I didn't record the conversation on here, but I do have the recording of the actual conversation. He said he hasn't been able to get in touch with any of my previous landlords that I've had the problems with, and was asking if maybe I could do that. And I just about exploded. I said, no, I will not call them. Fuck, see? This is what happens to me. I will not call them. I can bring you all the evidence that I have that shows this and that and the other thing. And he kept saying, oh, I have that. I said, no, you don't. He has what is on my rental report, or what is on the court documents, or what comes up when he ran my name. I don't give a fuck about any of that stuff. None of that stuff has the multiple complaints I filed against judges, because the law is in black and white right there in front of their face, but yet they still ruled against it. And the complaints were all denied. What he pulled up didn't show the fact that I tried to file an injunction against harassment against my landlord in 4 different courts, and which means 4 different judges. Every one of them denied me. And then when she filed an injunction against harassment against me because she heard what I was doing, she got it the first time. And despite the fact that I had a police report because she assaulted me, and she had nothing against me. No reason to file that. But she got it, and I didn't. Yeah, he doesn't have any of that shit. So, yeah. So, let's go see what happens when I do this. Anyway, yeah. No, I'm gonna keep fucking going. Because I keep thinking I need to start this channel. And then I get distracted. Anyway. Tenants in Arizona will get screwed, despite what the law says. And what everyone tells you, call 211, call the city, blah, blah, blah. Call the fucking city. See how that goes for you. Call 211. Then call the number 211 referred you to. Then call that number that they're going to refer you to. Then call that number, and it will be an automated message referring you to call another number that you call, and then you get disconnected. And then you think, oh shit, I got disconnected. So you call back and have to go through the whole thing again. It's a loop. It ends nowhere. There is no help for anyone here. Lawyers won't help. They won't take the case. If they do take the case, they're only in it for the money because they're taking your money. I had a lawyer take $2,000 from me the first time when I was being evicted because I refused to pay the air conditioner repair cost, even though I showed up with my rent, $950, and they refused to take it, saying it was only partial payment because the air conditioner repair cost wasn't included. I paid a lawyer. He got me 15 extra minutes to move my stuff out. So they will not fight for what is in the Arizona Residential Landlord and Tenant Act. No one will fight for those rights. I don't know who in the fuck made those rights, or why in the first place, if we're not allowed to uphold them. Landlords can get away with whatever the fuck they want. I was just reading on Nextdoor this morning. Someone's heater broke, and it's really cold here now at night, and she was looking for a portable heater because her kids are cold. And everybody's like, oh, call the city. Oh, your landlord can't do that. You can withhold rent and all this other shit. And I'm just thinking, no. Landlords here can get away with whatever the fuck they want. And they're allowed to, and the judges back them up. and it's bullshit, and that's what this channel is about. The reason it's called Watch Me Get Screwed, because I was trying to draw attention, maybe, and also because I tried to protect myself and stand up for myself and the 54 other apartments that were affected. And I did it legally, not by withholding rent, by filing against them and then going back to court and then answering, and fucking, it was a lot of fucking work. It was a lot of work. A lot of work. And ultimately, I was evicted anyway. I was homeless for 2 years. That stutter developed while I was going through that eviction because it made no sense to me. It made no sense. And everybody that I've told about the result say, they shake their head in disbelief. That makes no sense. No shit, it doesn't make sense. Let me tell you about the summit. For 9 months, 3 buildings in my complex had no hot water. None at all. We would have the water shut off randomly. I had just got a new job. I went in the shower before work. Nothing, no water. And I'm standing there going, what? So anyway, this kept happening. So I filed in court against them. My mistake in that case was asking too much money ultimately, because in the beginning I was only asking for $35,000. But from the start, from the day I filed, they started tagging my car and like not sending pest control and just so many other things. They were making my fucking life miserable. And this is how I got the police report. Well, this is how I was assaulted by the manager. She was new. She'd been there about 2 weeks. And she comes up to me. I had just gotten home. She goes, well, we're going to tow this car. I said, what are you talking about? She said, well, look how it's parked. It was in between the lines. It wasn't even touching a line, but it was in between 2 lines. And I said, you're fucking crazy. And like I leaned forward, I said, you're fucking crazy. And she pushed me. There was a witness. I made a police report. The maintenance guy was standing with her. He grabbed her arm and they walked away immediately. So she wasn't there when the police got there. But I couldn't get an injunction against harassment against her. Anyway, so all through this court thing, which I ultimately lost, of course. 3 days after that, 3 days, there was a notice of immediate termination on my door. That in itself should just be obviously retaliation, but oh no, she claimed I assaulted her by coughing on her, because this was 2020, and I don't remember what else she said. Some outrageous assault that I did. And I'm thinking, if a manager of an apartment building is assaulted by a tenant, if they don't call the fucking police immediately, that's on them. But I never assaulted anyone. And if she was assaulted, why didn't she call the police? That is stupid to me. Anyway, so I fought that in court. That was never brought up. None of the issues that were listed on the immediate termination were brought up in court. None of them. The judge asked if rent was paid. Yes, sir, rent was paid. He ordered them to return my rent, which I had to pick up at the courthouse. And then he upheld the eviction and included past due rent, which there was no past due rent. I didn't find this out until I checked later. Yeah. So that's not even all. I mean, there's so much more to this story. Like when I went to pick up my belongings, and anyway, yeah. So I was panicking, and I filled out fucking millions of non-refundable apartment applications. So much so that I spent all my money, and I was broke. I stayed in my car for a month. Then when my money got deposited again, I stayed in extended stay hotel rooms. But this shit is affecting me still. When they pull up my shit, and it's the judge's fault, because they're the ones who are fucking allowing them to get away with it. And the housing, like a lot of people rent. This is not fucking bullshit, man. And you can't expect. That's a totally different subject. I'm not even gonna get into it. Anyway, so that's that for today. Bye.